We were on our hiatus. We were in Europe, Olympics, this, that, and the other. We missed out on a couple big things. We talked about them leading up, but we didn't get to pay it off. We didn't get to react. And so when I was putting together the list of people that we needed to catch up with, Craig Jones was at the very top of the list. In fact, I had told you around a week ago that he was going to be on the show Wednesday, but he had to reschedule, and we'll get into why he had to reschedule. For now, though, CJI1 has come and gone, and there's all kinds of news in the aftermath. Let us speak to Big Craig Jones and see how it all went down. He is kind enough to join us from, what is this, a cave or something? Where are you right now, Craig?
I'm in hiding in Colombia right now. The after party continues.
Okay, you are literally. Is this a real background? Is this actual like rock behind you, or is this fake?
Yeah, it's in my Airbnb. Strangely, it's built into some mountain somewhere.
Wow,
Colombia, interesting, obviously.
Yeah. Why are you in Colombia?
Honestly, just for the tourism, get in touch with the local culture, the Colombian women, sampling some of the marching powder, I would say.
Sure. And how long have you been there?
Oh, 4 weeks. Feels like a lifetime, though, the damage I've done to my body out here.
Yeah. I I saw that. Were you with Luke Rockhold in Colombia?
Yes. Luke came down here for his 40th birthday.
Wow.
So bastard still looks phenomenal. So I'm trying to mess up his lifestyle so we can adjust how he looks a little bit.
Yes, it seemed like quite the bash.
It was a photo shoot, with some young models, I would say. This was actually straight after CJI. But something, and I don't know if you can see in the picture, lured us back to Colombia only a short 4 weeks later.
I'm not sure. What is that? What are you referring to?
I would say the company, great company, even though we don't really connect on the language.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is his hand in your pants there? What's going on?
Yeah, it is. It is in my pants. I don't know. I think that's something that from the Turkish oil wrestling that's really stuck with us here.
Okay. Okay.
So
last week I said, and we'll get to CJI and the news and all that stuff, but could I ask, and tell me, I don't want to get you in trouble. By the way, I do love the hillbilly look that you've got going on here. You look like Hillbilly Jim from back in the day with the overalls, no shirt under. This is a nice look. Does this fly in Colombia? Are a lot of people looking like this?
Well, actually, strangely enough, this is a Colombian brand called True, which is strange if you met any of the women down here that you'd have a true experience. But yeah, I wanted people to think I was down here working, so I put on the workers' overalls.
Okay, well, yeah, you look like one of them, I guess. You told me that you were going to come on Wednesday, but then you had other plans. You had a meeting, right?
Yes. So this is a strange opportunity. I posted when I was at Pablo Escobar's grave, obviously just flogging the Oscar and Frank sunglasses, and someone messaged me. They're like, "I'm having lunch with Gloria Escobar on Wednesday." And so just a random dude off Instagram, and I was like, I thought he was taking the piss, but then I messaged him and he sent me some photos of some stuff, and I was like, "Oh, maybe this guy's the real deal. Let's just take a chance on this." And then we got to have lunch with Gloria Escobar, the older sister of Pablo Escobar. Unfortunately, there was no product sampling vacancies available in the family anymore. All legit, but yeah, it was obviously pretty cool. She's 76. I think Pablo would be 75 now if he was alive. So it's cool hearing some family.
And there she is. There you guys are.
We look the same age, which is a testament to our lifestyle choices, I think.
What did you guys talk about? Does she speak English or do you speak Spanish?
I don't speak Spanish, unfortunately, but I've had a bit of luck here understanding what Colombian people are saying because they speak so much with the body language. I might hear one word and be able to deduce what the sentence is about. But yeah, she was just talking about what Pablo was like, sort of some stories I can't really repeat here. But yeah, I got to have lunch with her. I wanted to go back and film something with her, but definitely she's not interested in being in front of the camera at all. I think don't want the attention. But she was just telling me the family doesn't talk anymore. Stuff that you kind of expect in the aftermath of that.
A lot of security?
No security. No, I was with this guy, Jimmy. He was the driver. I think that was the extent of the security. But no, I think it's probably been long enough. Probably his enemies are dead now, I guess. But it's no security at all.
Okay. Perhaps she will be part of the investment team for the next CJI?
That would be good. Look, we had to scrap around in Ukraine last time, sell some missiles and whatnot. This time, I think it's going to be safer for me to find some investment out here in South America, and also probably more cost effective come out of the source.
Okay, so now that it is in the books, you had the event, it came and went. I was enjoying it from afar. Your assessment, we're about 2 months removed. Your assessment on how it all went down in Las Vegas in mid-August.
Honestly, I think it went too good. Really, like everything came together at the last second. Like especially for day two, we really hit capacity and sold out. And we did the entire thing basically in under 3 to 4 months. Me and my business partner Seth, who really have no event planning at all, but we connected with the right people sort of in the industry, and it all came together. They let me obviously say whatever I wanted to market this event. We had a great budget. It was just a matter of whether people were going to support at the last minute, whether innovative rules going to work. And it kind of all came together. And then not only that, but even a lot of the, I would say, enemies, I mean, not real enemies, I just like taking the piss of these people, took some big losses that weekend as well. Jassim, who runs the ADCC World Championships, he stepped down as sort of running the event. I think he was fired, but he says he stepped down. Gali competed at ADCC. Now, this guy posted for weeks before how he was going to double gold. He was talking about his victory in the past tense. He lost second round to a purple belt and now has his comments limited on Instagram. So, like, when I say things went too well, I kind of like, I'm at a bit of a loss who to attack now. You know what I mean? Like, part of the motivating factor in my life is to tear down some of the big egos in the sport, but they're all pretty quiet after the event, sadly.
So it was about, I believe, a week ago that Mo stepped down, and you've been saying that he was fired. What is your intel? It's crazy because I remember when you were in studio, this was like he was a major part of the feud, right? With ADCC.
Yeah.
And so what is your intel telling you? And also, what was your reaction when you heard the news?
I mean, honestly, I thought it was pretty funny. Like, the guy talks a lot of shit for someone that's really never competed in the sport, never coached in the sport. Like, he's like on the outside looking in. Like, he's kind of a John DuPont character, a little less harmless, I'd say. Like, he makes jokes about sweeping some of the best guys in the world, like in the sport. And he calls it a money sweep, which is basically you get paid to take a dive in that particular exchange. But yeah, my first reaction was laughter, but my sources were telling me, because he had been talking previous to him stepping down about how he'd potentially do it different for ADCC 2026. And I think that was a week before he stepped down. So in my opinion, you usually don't make plans for the next event and talk about them publicly and then step down. Usually you're making plans and they ask you to step down. Doesn't really make sense for me.
Is he challenging you to a fight, to a boxing match or something?
This is funny. It's like a bad 80s movie, really, because like he challenged me to a boxing match, but he challenged me in the karate combat pit, which is like, we're just two grown men going to settle our differences with some fucking karate, you know? I think it'd be a poetic ending. I thought the ending was him being fired, but us having a fight would be hilarious, especially if it was fucking karate rules. Like, you couldn't make that shit up.
Are you interested?
Yeah, for sure. That sounds like a hilarious time, you know? But again, I would like some money out of this. You know, I've competed for Mo's organization enough times making no money. So if he wants to do the karate dance, I hope we get a good paycheck for that. He should donate his check to charity, and that charity being athletes that have competed for ADCC.
Right. I did hear, though, that aren't you done, or at least you said you were done competing against men?
I mean, this might fit the bill based on some of the behavior we've had to deal with leading up to the event. You know? So, like, I might make an exception in this particular circumstance.
Okay. Do you think that if he was in fact fired, do you think he was fired because of what you did in August?
I don't think he could be fired just for what I did. I think it's sort of in regards to his reactions to some of the things I did. Doubling down on certain stances. For me, the thing was like the secret show money. Like, my complaint was just, can we pay the athletes more money? I believe you have enough finances to pay the athletes more money, because We got Bruce Buffer and Michael Buffer. They got drums. They got performances, fireworks. They paid $2 million for T-Mobile. So I was always like, just raise the prize money to be in line with the growth of the sport. But he said, no, they didn't have enough money to do that. But then ultimately, when a competitor like ourselves came along, instead of raising prize money, he gave secret show money, basically to the athletes to keep them in his show. And I'm like, if you can pay secret show money, you can raise the prize money.
Like, what are we talking? How significant was this money?
I've been advised by my lawyer, Daniel Mosley, to say allegedly.
Okay.
I think the minimum is $2,500, but I heard some guys got upwards of $100,000, which to me is just insane. You know, obviously there's some stars in the sport that stayed over there, and you'd have to imagine they got treated pretty damn well, because there were some people that were legitimate favorites to win the million that decided to stay behind. So it'd have to be pretty. You'd have to either hate me so much to not be a part of what I do, or be offered something pretty damn persuasive to turn down $1 million, a chance at $1 million.
Do you have a breakdown, because you went head to head with them, like your attendance versus theirs, your views versus theirs, the money you generated versus theirs? Do you? I know I'm putting you on the spot here. I didn't ask for this in advance, but something tells me you have something. Do you know how you did compared to them?
The numbers, well, I mean, it's just like if UFC Fight Pass or Flow Grappling broadcast an event as a streaming provider, they don't really tell the show involved what their streaming numbers are, because that gives the show a lot of leverage in negotiations. So I think Jassim really knows what his ADCC World's viewing numbers are. I think those numbers are reserved for Flow Grappling, and they'll hang on to that till the bitter end, because that gives them control of the negotiations. We did very well because I was obviously free on YouTube, no paywall. So I think day one and day two, cumulatively, the total YouTube viewing numbers would have been over 4 million at this point, I believe.
Wow.
But total impressions, we had all the analytics up there for total impressions and stuff, but it was huge. So obviously, yeah, in my opinion, online went very, very well. Day one, our crowd looked a little empty, especially at the start of the day, because we started like a Friday, 3 p.m. But as Friday went along, started to fill up, Saturday filled up. But one disadvantage for us was a lot of people had bought ADCC tickets over a year in advance, planned flights, hotels, they planned for this. We threw the curveball in at the last minute and did a Friday, Saturday. So a lot of people made it Saturday without having to change their Friday travel plans.
When you saw that initially, and I saw some people posting the pictures and trying to mock you, are you freaking out?
I mean, a little bit. Obviously, you're going to be paranoid inside, but what we saw was pretty much the same thing on the Saturday for ADCC, which sort of put my mind at ease, because our event ran so late Friday. I think a lot of people slept in on Saturday, so they showed up at ADCC late. But I think you have to have something pretty damn special to get everyone in there from the opening match. I mean, even like when you watch the UFC, you see those premium seats empty till the main card starts sometimes.
Yeah.
Very hard to get people to watch the entire broadcast. But I sort of tailored it towards the Friday, because we had the heavy guys in the morning and the lighter guys at night. And really, our under 80 kilo division was probably the best division the sport of grappling's ever seen. So by staging that at the end of day one, it kind of was like the main card for us. And really, by the time those boys started wrestling, the stands really started to fill up.
You also donated a bunch of money to charity, right? In the end, how much?
Yeah, so we donated $500,000 US to Tap Cancer Out, but it was sort of like there were 3 people donating there. There was CJI, Richard Byrne, he used to run Kasai Grappling. He's still involved in sort of this Kasai events. He matched our donation, and a guy choosing to remain anonymous matched it. So together we were able to donate $500,000 to cancer research.
Wow.
Then we donated to my friend that runs sort of a jiu-jitsu gym in Indonesia, in Bali. He really helps out the local communities out there, Academy Christos. We filmed something with him that's going to be released soon. We released part of it, but we'll release the whole sort of documentary thing soon. We're able to donate $50,000 to him, and obviously my memory is a bit shaky from my time out here, but also $50K to the Brazil floods, which was Gabi Garcia's charity of choice. And we're going to donate some more to Ukraine coming up too. We haven't made that donation yet. It's crazy how much like logistical paperwork and what a nightmare after the show is. Mainly for my business partner. I disappeared, but he has to do the back end stuff.
By the way, speaking of Gabby, what a scene with you and Gabby. You take off the pants, all that stuff. What was that experience like rolling with her?
I mean, honestly, the best part for me about the whole show, and I think a lot of people for them as well, was like we kind of did make a mockery of what Gabby represents to the sport, but it ultimately had a happy ending because she's often been seen as the bully, beating up smaller women. And now for her to face off against a dude, even though it's a smaller dude, man versus woman match, it was kind of like a poetic ending for her because I've seen her be booed by 10,000 people at ADCC for winning a match. So here she got really celebrated by the entire crowd, the entire jiu-jitsu community, and they kind of felt bad for how they had poorly criticized her or judged her in the past.
She seems, I mean, you tell me you know her very well. She seems like a lovely person in the sense that she's game. She knows what's going on and she's down to partake. I feel like there's something there between you two. Am I crazy? I feel like there's a chemistry there. Am I nuts? Because I see a twinkle in your eye and her eye. Am I nuts here?
I mean, that's what I said after about the 20th time I woke up next to her, but I'm not sure yet. I'm going to make that public commitment yet.
Okay.
No, I mean, Gabby is an in-demand woman. Like a lot of people might say, oh, it's a big woman, it's a jacked woman, they're not really interested, but like that is a woman that gets a lot of male attention. I won't even give away too many details because she might kill me, but even some UFC champion level attention.
Wow. Okay. By the way, how much did she weigh in this match? How much do you think she weighed?
We couldn't get her on the scales. That's just couldn't happen, you know? Like I think we tried to. I've seen people at other shows try to get on scales as well. That's tough. She does not want.
What do you think?
Weight. Oh, I mean, just by rolling with her. I mean, I would think minimum 350 pounds.
Wow. And what were you?
I would say 175 with shoes on.
Okay, incredible. And this is something you'd like to keep doing, competing against other women.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I've started at the very top, the highest level, most intimidating woman. But if there are any challenges around the world that seek to take on the intergender champion,
yes,
together for CJI too.
I love it.
That's the career I deserve. Some Andy Kaufman level sporting achievement.
I was. You know what? I'm sorry for doubting you. I was wondering if you knew where the intergender champion idea came from. Andy Kaufman made a great career being the intergender champion. You know what? How old are you?
33.
33. Respect, Craig. I didn't think that you had it in you. I didn't realize you were such an old soul.
I am an old soul. You know. I mean, yeah. Kaufman started it. I want to just continue that legacy.
Is there someone?
I mean, it's got to be a bigger, scarier.
Is there?
Woman.
Have you found one?
Yeah. I've been looking at cheap bars all around South America for the right taker, but still no worthy challenger yet.
When you were doing all of this, like, were you getting? You told me when you came in studio to announce all this, like you were getting some messages, things like that. You were both in Las Vegas, going head to head. Like, were you getting any threatening stuff?
Well, we did. We got some death threats.
Nice.
Definitely.
Okay.
He actually, the ADCC, the other event organizer, threatened to kill me too.
Jeez.
And then he went offline for a while, but he sort of made a public apology and moved on from it. We had some behind the scenes death threats that I can't really talk about, but nothing that I felt was too serious. I mean, I just went to Ukraine. I think next week I'm going to Venezuela. So when they're throwing death threats out, I think like I put myself in enough danger to warrant being too fearful of that, you know?
Okay, so the big question is CJI 2. It will happen, yes?
Will happen.
When
100%.
will it happen?
I can't say yet, but we're hoping for an annual event. But we're coming close to announcing something. But really, I want to be patient with it because I want it to be better than the last one. That's what's important to me. I don't want it to be just this one-hit wonder, and then we go back to put on regular, boring-ass jiu-jitsu events, because most of them are absolutely boring. I want to recapture the same excitement we had for the first one and blow it up to what we were doing sort of with that first one. Capture the same magic. Like Meta Morris had their first event. During the first event, they showed the trailer that it was like Eddie Bravo versus Royler Gracie 2. So like they really hit the next show really good. Obviously, they had some financial troubles, but that's the type of energy we want to maintain.
So most likely it's a yearly thing. It's not every quarter or 6 months or something like that.
Yeah, every year. I mean, depending on the funding options we have available to us, depending on what Escobar's offering to give us here, could determine how often we do it. But yeah, I would not say more than every 6 months, just because the amount of work it is. And I like kind of having it not too regularly. Like I miss back when you'd have to wait a month for another UFC card and you'd be so hyped.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's great now to have something every weekend, but I could think part of what made ADCC special so much is really that you had to wait so long between events. I wouldn't want to do like a monthly or really quarterly. I'd want to at least have some time in between.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not an expert when it comes to this field. ADCC is not every year, right? So next year you wouldn't go head to head.
No, we wouldn't go head to head with them, but depending on their behavior and how polite they are with me and the athletes, who knows what 2026 holds. You know? Once you see that announced, you will know how the relationship's gone behind the scenes if we do it on the same day again.
Okay. Would you like to?
I think it's fun. It's entertaining, you know, especially because like all the athletes really got to watch both events because there was very little actual crossover, which just sort of marketed that way. So doing it the same weekend means the fans, especially it's more affordable for them to only travel to Vegas once that year. So I'm happy for them to watch both shows. I make a lot of jokes, but still supportive of the ADCC.
You teased something on your Instagram today that you were going to make an announcement pertaining to ADCC. What's that?
Well, I mean, I don't know if we can talk about this yet. Potentially some things behind the scenes, you know, maybe there's been offers thrown out. Maybe I feel too qualified for the job now, but we can't officially announce anything yet.
What do you mean can't officially announce? You were just on your Instagram saying you were going to announce something like 30 minutes ago.
You know the game, Ariel. You know the tricks of the trade.
Are they trying to bring you? Are they trying to bring you over?
I mean, who knows? I think if enough people send them angry email, you never know what they will do to get that to stop.
Yeah.
But I could run ADCC as well. Seems like an easy job based on who did it in the
past. Are people hitting you up? I want to be a part of it. I saw someone say to me, book Brendan Schaub versus Nate Diaz at the next one. I don't know if you saw that back and forth. Brendan Schaub challenged him to a grappling match last week. Did you see that?
I'm interested, but only if you commentate that grappling match.
Yeah, sign me up. I'm in. If you make that match happen, I'm in.
Honestly, anything entertaining enough like that would be amazing. But Nate Diaz would probably physically attack him before we got to the grappling stage.
That's cool. I mean, that's all part. I feel like you'd welcome that.
Part of the drama. You know, who knows? Maybe Brendan Schaub does what I did to Gabby, throws a little kiss in there, throws him off his game.
But have people have stars hit you up and said, I want in on the next one? I saw what you did. It's impressive.
I mean, I would say, yeah, definitely. But also those people were messaging me when they saw the $1 million, you know, that's something that made me realize that the UFC or high level MMA guys aren't always, even the famous ones aren't paid a huge amount of money because $1 million for a grappling tournament, they weren't in, you know,
right.
They're very interested. So it's like, I think it's a testament to someone's payday in the MMA field is how eager they would be to test themselves for $1 million.
I want DJ on the next one.
He's a gi guy.
Yeah.
DJ is a gi guy.
So what? You don't think he could do it?
If he would do it, we'd throw him in there.
Can you do a gi match for him? I mean, who cares? You do your own rules.
True. Who would he challenge though? Brendan Schaub?
Gordon Ryan.
Gordon.
You guys are cool, right? Are you guys okay now?
Rock solid friends. I would say our relationship's probably never been better.
Did he send you some congratulations, some nice messages afterwards?
We did have a minor exchange afterwards, and he hasn't hit me up at all really since. Oh, actually, when the team immediately split up, we had some angry messages into a group chat, which would be funny to read, actually. I think I started that group chat, but ever since then, nothing. Because he knows whatever he sends me, I'm going to turn it to some material. So I think I'm trying to think. He messaged me straight after and he said, I just want you to know that I was still the highest paid grappler this weekend. And I said, I'm pretty sure I said, congratulations, buy your wife's boyfriend something nice. And we kind of evolved to that level.
Jeez.
I mean, if he was paid more than the CJI champions, then I would probably be even more disappointed with Mo Jassim and ADCC that they would pay someone that much money while the prize money is $10,000 for division.
Right. All right. Well, I guess that's not happening. But you did go back to Australia. I saw you went back to see the family afterwards.
Yep, went back to see the family afterwards. It was like coming back from a tour of Vietnam, I imagine. They were quite relieved that I was still alive, I think. Yeah.
Was this a surprise here, what we're seeing here? Did your mom know?
Surprise. Yeah, honestly, what did we do? We had the event. We went to Colombia for a week partying. That's where you saw the photo with Luke. So I think, and then I surprised them with a trip back to Australia, which, I mean, it's a fucking long way, to be honest. But I think they were just surprised I survived Colombia.
When's the last time you saw these members of your family?
I would say 18 months to 2 years.
Wow. Why so long?
Have you taken the flight to Australia?
Yeah, twice. It is long, but I mean, that's your blood.
That's true. That's true. I try to fly them to me sometimes, but I don't even know where the fuck I'll be next week. Makes the scheduling quite hard.
By the way, you once told me like you were in Austin and then you went to Thailand and then you had to go to Corner Vogue on like an hour's notice. Like you don't seem too worried about flights and things like that.
No, I mean, that's why Xanax was invented, really. Airplane experience. Like, you have enough Xanax, economy is business class. That's my opinion anyway, but it's fucking tough to do these flights. It's so brutal on the body. That's why I've been in Colombia for 4 weeks. It was obviously brutal on the body anyway, but it has been good to be in one time zone, one location, such an extended time.
By the way, Topuria Max this weekend, is Volk going to fight the winner?
You probably know more than me. I don't pry too deeply into it. I just wait for the call, jump on the plane and ride the coattails. But I would imagine that is probably set up. I'm hoping that's something lined up for Spain, maybe. Spain in the future.
Does that mean...
Obviously, derails the hype train, you know? I'm super excited for this fight. It's going to be fucking sick to watch as a fan.
Yeah, no, it's a great one. But you saying Spain, does that mean you think Ilya wins?
Oh, I don't think so, but I don't know. Obviously, I'll probably lean more towards Holloway, but who knows? But I'm just saying it would be cool to have that rematch in a destination like that.
Okay, fair. As far as you're concerned, any competitions coming up? Are you doing anything on the schedule?
I'm honestly thinking about throwing the gi back on.
Okay.
I'm thinking about jumping. You know?
So maybe it's you versus DJ.
That would be a fun one. He should have the advantage there. He's a seasoned gi grappler of late. So, and I like the weight disadvantage he has as well.
Sure. Would that be this year? Not you versus DJ, but you competing in a gi.
It's tough, you know. Obviously, first and foremost, I couldn't do IBJJF because they drug test me, and then gone is that accomplishment. But if I were to do another show, here's the problem now. Like, because I promote my own show. We did CJI, so part of me is like, do I do it on another show, support another streaming platform that sort of really didn't give us much support, or do I wait and do it on my own sort of promoted events? And really, I lean towards the latter.
Yeah,
sort of situation.
I agree with that. I think that's smart. By the way, when you say the drug test would be an issue, is that because of recreational drugs or performance-enhancing drugs?
Would it be the PEDs? But I like to think that the performance-enhancing and decreasing drugs find an equilibrium of even playing field for my opponents here. That's my logic anyway.
Because you were going up against Gabby, any special concoction for that one?
Honestly, I try not to take more than 12 milligrams of Cialis because it gives me a headache. But Gabby is the type of woman that you throw an extra 8 and hit that maximum dosage range of 20 milligrams.
Okay. Fair enough. Stay safe out there. How long are you staying there for?
I honestly decided this morning that I'm going to fly to Venezuela in 7 days and teach some jiu-jitsu out there. So let's
What a
Fingers
life.
crossed. Stay safe out there.
When's the last time you slept in your actual bed in your apartment or house?
I turned my house into an Airbnb, so that thing's long gone. So
Okay.
really, like, if you don't go back home long enough, a nice hotel bed in a underground bunker in Colombia kind of feels pretty damn comfortable as well.
Insane. This is your actual Airbnb.
Yeah, I gotta be careful what we show here, but yeah, we're built in.
Wow. All right. Well, definitely stay safe. That is incredible. It seems like a fun experience. We appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you stopping by, and congratulations. It was a lot of fun. I was watching it from afar. I was very impressed, and I can't wait for the second one. Keep us posted. I want in on that match. That one you offered, I want in.
Oh, you're in. We don't have to work around that amateur organization, the Olympics, you were busy with last time.
Yeah, listen, I didn't want to bring it up, but I was a little busy. But no Olympics next summer, so I'm free and clear.
Awesome. You're in. You're in for the homeless cats cornering Nate Diaz.
Thank you. Thank you, Craig. Congrats. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
Got you, bro.
What a guy, Craig Jones.